or standing up and doing something dramatic. I mean, that dramatic is not worship to God. He doesn't want manipulation. He doesn't want stuff that's contrived. Worship can be helping someone anonymously with a check, with a gift. Worship can be going to a missions trip to just say, God, I don't know, this is new to me. This is new that you're alive and I want to see your heart for the world. Worship can be so many different things. It's not about what you do. It's about, are you responding? Is your heart recognizing who God really is? And is your heart responding? Now, in this experiment, something I'm going to call us to this week is intentional worship. I'm going to give you some suggestions here. And then we're actually going to begin together, collectively here this morning for a few minutes before we leave. Here are some suggestions, all of which I practice. I do all of these things as intentional worship, acts of worship in my life. And I want to encourage you, if this is new to you, take the risk, take the chance, step out, experiment, and just see what happens in a few months. See what happens. Privately, here's the first suggestion. Privately, begin to communicate with God. Actually communicate with Him. Don't just think thoughts. That can be okay. That can be very sincere. But communicate. Some will take the step of actually writing out to God. Writing out something in a journal or in a notebook. That's okay. I encourage you to even talk out loud to Him. Privately. I do this often. If somebody looked in and saw me, they'd think, what's going on? Doesn't have his Bluetooth in his ear. Is he okay? I do. I'll talk out loud. Alone in my bedroom sometimes before I go to sleep and in the morning. There is something mysterious and profound about God being centered in His proper place in our lives when we tell Him who He's becoming to us, who we're finding Him to be. Another suggestion has to do with posture. There's all different kinds of things that we could do. There's one particular I want to focus on. I do this often. It's the posture of kneeling. And I thought of this because I actually did this last week at the end of our service when I knelt in our closing prayer. We're sensitive to apprehensions that our friends and outsiders have when they come in on Sunday mornings, as we should be. As we should be sensitive. That's okay. God is in that and making sure that we're not freaking out our neighbors and our friends, that we're making this be a place where they can open their minds to God and not be troubled and distracted. Maybe this is private for you. Maybe it's something quietly in your seat on Sunday morning. Maybe before you go to work, where you kneel before God. You actually physically, symbolically display lowering yourself before God's greatness. A lot of times when I get out of bed in the morning, it's not every day, but I do this often. The very first thing I'll do is I will kneel beside my bed as I get up in the morning, as I wake up. Because I want to tell God, God, this is a big day. You know the meeting I have, you know the decisions that are going to be made. And God, I want you to guide my day. You are the living God. Another suggestion is that we worship together at special occasions. We have one in the works right now. We used to do a worship night a couple times a month. And that is beginning to be developed again, where we collectively are going to come together. Whoever's interested wants to join us on a night where we devote a lot of our time to just worshiping God together. You're going to hear more about this in the weeks to come. Prioritize coming home from a busy, long day to be with us, to worship together. Recognize and respond. Recognize who God is and respond. Another idea. I didn't bring it on stage with me. I have a CD. My current favorite worship CD right now is by Hillsong United. They're the younger band at Hillsong Church in Australia, the 20, 30, early 40-something band. The older I get, I like to say the 30, 40, 50-something band. They have, this is their CD. No, that's okay. I just can't stop playing the song. There's 30 songs on the CD. We have, I think, 10 here this morning that you could buy if you'd like to take one home with you, or you can order it online. This is just an example of many, many great worship CDs that you can